business after business, all of them are completely smashed in.
Oh my goodness, you guys, it is so beautiful.
Residents are still struggling to get out.
Ice cream for breakfast.
Yeah. This is a great day. Joining you both live from Monroe Center right now, where business after business, all of them are completely smashed in. Right now, you're taking a look inside a family and pediatric eye care. Take a look at that, you guys. Not only is this business completely smashed in, but if you scan up and you look at the walls, all of the glasses have been taken from the walls.
They are competing for the Food Fight Friday trophy.
We are reporting from 7th Street in Grand Rapids, and take a look in front of me. This massive tree limb is a great telltale sign of the storms that we saw rip through West Michigan yesterday afternoon.
What's the mood like there, Sarah, as the region begins to reopen?
Keenan, Alicia, good morning. It is a beautiful morning in Traverse City. We are live on Front Street right now, as you can see. And the mood, you guys, is pretty mixed. I mean, this is going to be a monumental weekend. So this sidewalk that I'm standing on and the sidewalk across the street, usually packed with tourists. Time Magazine, 24/7 Wall Street, vacationrenter.com. They've all listed the small town of Frankenmuth as one of the most Christmassy towns in America. Now, we know that that's true, but how did this all come to be? Do you guys think I should get in?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
The event tonight is expected to take place at 7 p.m. That is when President Trump will begin speaking. Some of these people, like I said, have been here all night long. This gentleman, actually, you told us you came all the way from Chicago. There is a wide agreement that schools had to be closed to protect public health. Now, what there is not an agreement on is what to do when the COVID-19 crisis is over and it's time for those schools to reopen. We were walking by you just a few moments ago. We stopped because we heard you say to a man, you said, Grand Rapids is showing up today. People are on their way. They're going to be here at Rosa Parks Circle, and they're going to repair this city. Talk to us about that. People are already on their way down here to repair this.
Yes, they are.
So Avery, Nicole, this is good. I'm gonna let go. Okay, ready?
You gotta go higher than that.
I gotta go higher. Guys, you can come out here. You guys go higher.
I want you guys to join me right here. You can still hear the alarm going off in the building. Take a look. You were looking right inside of the office right here. This building was completely ravaged. You can kind of see if you make out on the lower floor. People actually came in here, rioters last night and looters, and they took computers and files. Scientists say there are about 70 drugs that might be effective in treating coronavirus. But already some drugs are being improperly prescribed or even hoarded before they can be adequately tested. This is the 27th year of the race. Yeah. But it's been so much fun. Such a great way to kick off Thanksgiving. Then we're going to cross the road because I want to show you guys something that has been making its way around social media. One of the craziest things we've seen. Take a look up here. This trampoline blew from a couple houses over and it is stuck in these power lines. This has been up here for a few hours now.
Tommy, I'm a little worried. Do you think the student body's awake yet?
I don't know, let's check. You guys awake? Ready? Let's hear it!
I think they're awake.
I think so too.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Can we start off? Project One, first time we've been doing this.
Yeah.
Tell us, what exactly is it? How is it different from
brand
Art Prize?
new, yeah.
We're live right now from Monroe Center in Ottawa, and what we are seeing right now is the beginning of the cleanup. Saturday night, fear and destruction took over downtown Grand Rapids, smashing pretty much every single storefront on Monroe Center. But it is now 6:30 a.m., not 3 hours after these riots ended, and we are already seeing the cleanup. All of these people, some of them business owners, and some of them out here by the goodness of their heart, just because they love Grand Rapids and they know this is not our city. We're even hearing helicopters overhead right now.
Wonderful. All right, you guys, have a great sunny Saturday. We'll see you later.
The familiar hustle and bustle of traffic, now replaced with this.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Wave. Hi, everybody.
Pete, what have you been doing to self-quarantine in New York?
No toilet paper. Got the longest 4 cans of SpaghettiOs.
Everyone's been texting us like, are you guys okay?
In the thick of the COVID-19 pandemic, people across the world are ordered by their government to stay home.
Simply stay home.
It's a restriction on physical FaceTime, but the FaceTime app, as well as Zoom, Skype, and others, are seeing a massive spike in calls.
It's kind of done a cultural 180.
It's just more fun. People's facial expressions and
You feel like you're seeing more. I think it's just more intimate.
More intimate and a mental health boost. A study led by researchers at Oregon Health and Science University found that FaceTime and Skype significantly lowers the probability of depression, specifically in those over 60.
Well, I think it makes you feel less isolated.
Separate, together.
I'm more professional than she is because I actually put pants on today.
Dad put little notes in it.
Look at this fort.
Whoa, look at the fort they made.
During this shutdown, there will be new life. There will be birthdays. There will be holidays. People may not be able to be there physically, but humanity is proving that this virus will not stop us from being there at all.
In a one-on-one Zoom interview with Michigan's chief medical executive, Dr. Jonae S. Caldoun.
Thank you for having me.
Her message for all Michiganders is clear. Wear a mask and vaccinate. Here's why.
We don't have very much in the toolbox when it comes to fighting COVID-19. You know this, there's no vaccine, there's no antiviral. So it's the social distancing, prevention of spread that we really have to do.
Here's a graphic from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services that shows how masks work. According to Dr. Caldoun, whether we choose to wear our masks today will determine that potential second wave we've heard so much about.
As we've slowly dialed up and reopened the economy and people are interacting more, we did expect for there to be more and more cases, but we can still limit and slow the spread of the disease. We can limit the number of people who have to be in the hospital, and we can get to the point where there is a vaccine and we can get people immunized so that we can, again, prevent these surges like we've seen in the past spring.
Younger generations are where we're seeing a lot of uptick in cases right now. So how do you feel about schools having students return in the fall?
You know, it's something I'm very concerned about. I know, again, how important education is, and I want more than ever for our kids to be back in school in person in the fall. But we have to do it safely. And that's why, to be honest, the things we do right now and over the next 8 weeks so that the spread of the disease is as slow and limited as possible, that's how we're going to be able to get our kids and our college students back in school in the fall.
No matter where students are learning, Dr. Caldoun says there is one thing your child and yourself will need this year.
When the flu shot is available, to please get your flu shot as well. We know that there will be both flu and COVID circulating in our communities in the fall. And it's going to be so important that everyone 6 months and older who's able to get the flu vaccine gets it. That will contribute to overwhelming our hospitals as well if we have people who are in the hospital because of flu and COVID.
Even if you still get the flu, Dr. Caldoun says the vaccine keeps the virus from being as severe as it could be. And speaking of vaccines, I asked Dr. Caldoun her thoughts on a potential coronavirus one.
I certainly hope we get a vaccine as quickly as possible. I don't expect it before, at the earliest late fall. But what's probably going to end up happening is there will be a limited supply of vaccine that's allocated to every state from the CDC, and they will prioritize different populations based on their risk. And very likely it will end up being for healthcare providers, frontline healthcare workers first, and then they may recommend that we make sure the vaccine is available to vulnerable populations, whether that be the elderly or minority, people of color, minority population.
If no one receives the vaccine or adheres to guidelines as they come out, how do you see things faring in the next year, even two?
I know people are anxious and they don't want to be the guinea pigs. I've heard a lot of people talk about that. And I understand there is a valid, sometimes mistrust of the medical community. Our country has a history of experimenting on some folks. I mean, I understand why there's some anxiety and mistrust, but we have to, I think, get beyond that and make sure, of course, as long as the vaccine is safe, that people are getting access to it.